So, with the way things are going, I'm wondering what you're going to get. Hi, Penny. I'm not sure what you mean. I just came back from the supermarket. Do you want to know what I'm making for lunch? No, silly, your inheritance. What does this will look like? We're family, so I have a right to know too. So tell me, how much was it? I don't see why you need to know, though. You're just my sister-in-law. Don't be like that. I just told you why. We're family. I have a right to know. Do you not see me as family? Well, yes, you are family, but this is my inheritance and my property from my side of the family. I don't need to tell you. Besides, it's all very personal information. I don't want any trouble. When my mom died, there was a lot of fighting over who inherited what. So my dad forbade me from telling anyone when he passed. Oh, there was trouble before. Yeah, it was quite ugly. Even though we were all family, there was a lot of fighting and a lot of hurt among our relatives. Everyone kept pressing us for more information and more shares. It was very hard for my father and I to take. We were still mourning my mother when it was happening. But I was so lucky to have your brother by my side. He really supported me through that tough time. He tried to protect me as much as he could, and he was always there when I needed him. That's when I thought that I needed to marry him. Oh, wow. How nice for you and Peter. Since you married my brother, that means that we are family. Since I'm your family, you should tell me. Didn't we just go through this? Your father told you about your inheritance once. He told you because you're family, yeah? Well, you won't tell me. That means that you don't think of me as family. If I'm wrong, then tell me. What did you get? How much was it? Well, let's start with property, okay? I heard that your father owned all the property around the house as well. Is that right? Yes, that's true. And what else is there? There was a bit of money that he had saved up. Just as I thought. That means that I can borrow money from you, right? You're gonna borrow money again? I just lent you $300 last week. Yeah, but I'm the one looking after my parents. Do you know how tough that is on me? I need the money. Your in-laws need your help. As a part of this family, it's your duty to help out any way you can, don't you think so? It's not like you don't have the means to help out either. You just inherited land and money. You can afford to give some of it to us, right? You won't just keep it all to yourself. That'd be very selfish. Peter even told me that I can count on you if I had any problems. You said you wanted to pay Peter back, right? Didn't you? Since he was there for you when you needed him, it's time for you to return the favor. Okay, I understand. How much do you need? Just $300. That's not a lot. Okay, fine. I'll send you the money tomorrow. That's excellent. Thank you very much. But please let this be the last time. I don't want to turn this into a habit. I still need to pay my father's hospital bills. Yeah, sure. Anything you say. I'll only ask you when I really need it. You don't mind, right?
I'm so sorry about your father, Carmen. I haven't been back for a very long time, so when I heard, I was really surprised.
Bruno. Wow, it's been ages since we last talked. Yeah, my father is in the hospital right now.
Actually, I went to see him a while ago. He's very worried about you.
He is? Well, that's just like him. He only worries about other people and never himself.
Yeah, he's always been a nice person to everyone, so that's why it made me sad to hear that he's sick. Oh, by the way, sorry that I wasn't able to attend your wedding last year.
You don't have to apologize. You were busy with work. I totally get it.
About that, I know I said that it was because of work, but that was a lie.
What? You lied to me?
The truth is, I couldn't handle the fact that you were getting married. I couldn't bring myself to go. I really did get transferred, but it was my request. I needed to get away for a while.
Wait, are you saying what I think you're saying?
Sorry, this isn't the time. Right now we need to worry about your father. I was so shocked when I saw him.
He hasn't been quite himself ever since Mom died 2 years ago. His health kept on declining. He already had underlying health issues, but the depression seems to have sped up the problems. I couldn't take care of him at home anymore, so that's why he's in the hospital now.
Your dad also said that he's worried about your marriage. Are you happy with the way your life is now?
Wow, that's very sudden. But yeah, I guess I can say that I'm happy with the way things are for the two of us.
That's good to hear. Then it's fine, I guess. Anyway, I'll be in town for work for the time being. I'll be sure to pay your father a visit as often as I can.
Thank you so much. I'm planning on doing the same. If you ever have time, let's have a chat again, okay? Oh, your dad passed away. It must have been rough for him all the way to the end. He's with my mother now. They must be really happy together. That's a nice thought. Okay, that's the end of the formalities. It's time to get down to business. Let's talk about the inheritance. What? Oh no. Did you forget? You said that you'd tell me about your dad's estate and how much you're inheriting. Let's start with the money. So, how much are you going to get? There isn't any money. What? What do you mean? Before you said that he had a bit of money saved. Yes, but what's left will be used for funeral expenses and his hospital bills. I've also been lending you money, so there isn't any left. No, wait. There's no money at all? The only thing that's left is the property? How embarrassing for you. Oh well, better than nothing, I guess. We're gonna make the best of what we got.
We? Who are you talking about?
My parents and I, of course. Who else? Anyway, we're planning on building a new house on that land. We already hired a contractor, so it's too late to back out now.
Do whatever you want.
That was easier than I thought. Thanks for the free land. I'm so happy that we're going to be living on it.
The funeral and memorials are all done. It must have been really hard on you. How are you feeling?
Thank you very much for helping out at the funeral. I think my dad would have been happy with all you've done for him.
No, I don't think he would have been happy right now.
What do you mean?
You're demolishing your dad's house and building another one?
Yeah, there are a lot of memories inside that house. But my sister-in-law and my husband are building a new house on the land.
First they destroy your house and then they steal your land. It's under their name now?
They didn't steal it from me. We're all gonna live there, so I put it under my husband's name. It just makes things easier.
They forced you into this, didn't they?
I'm sorry, what?
Your husband isn't who you think he is. He's seeing someone on the side.
That's not funny at all. Don't even joke about that, Bruno.
I'm sorry to tell you like this, but it's true. Your dad asked me to investigate them. I even have proof that he's been cheating on you.
No way.
I suspect that they're planning to kick you out of the house and the property once it's all done. He's most likely going to divorce you and marry the other woman.
Wait, that can't be true. Peter isn't like that. He'd never do that to me. He was there for me when my mother died. He shielded me from all the attacks from my relatives. My mother came from a wealthy background, and all her relatives were so scary in their pursuit of her money and her share of their estate. In the end, to appease everyone, we gave it all away. They left us alone after that. But that doesn't change the fact that Peter was there for me and helped me through it all.
That was all a part of his plan to get you to trust him. He was playing the long game.
What? It was all a plan?
Your father overheard him talking to his sister once. It was before he was hospitalized. He went to a cafe one day and saw them there.
That can't be.
He didn't have the heart to tell you at the time, but he told me everything during one of my visits. In the very last meeting, he told me to look after you, and I made him a promise that I would do so.
That's a lie. You're lying to me.
I wish it was, but it's all true.
He was tricking me since the very beginning?
Peter saw how much your mother left and thought that your dad had the same amount. That was when he started his scheming.
I can't believe this. But if what you say is true, then very soon I'm going to be kicked out and he's going to file for divorce. That would mean that I would have nothing. I won't have anywhere to go. I can't deal with all this at once right now. This is too hard.
Don't worry, everything's gonna be alright. I made a promise to your dad, but even if I didn't, I'd still do everything in my power to protect you.
Thank you. But why would you do all this for me?
I've had a crush on you ever since we were young, and even now I still love you.
Even now? Even though I'm married?
I can't help it. I never had the courage to tell you how I felt. I was always scared that I'd lose your friendship. I was fine with just being your friend and having you close to me. But then that guy came in and swept you off your feet before I could even tell you my feelings. I was mad at myself for not being there for you earlier. I felt like I let you down, so I started to distance myself from you. But when I heard that he was really scheming against you, I got mad and swore that I'd make sure he can't hurt you.
This is all a little much to take in right now.
I know, but there's no need for you to be worried. Everything is going to be okay.
It's already too late. All the paperwork and the filing has already been done. The property is already under his name. In the eyes of the law, there's nothing that we can do.
I wasn't thinking about getting the property back.
What? Then what are we supposed to do?
Your father and I came up with a plan of our own. Everything has already been put into place. We just have to start the process. I won't let anything bad happen to you, I promise.
Hey, Carmen. I think you've overstayed your welcome. It's time for you to leave. What are you talking about? The new house will be finished soon, and Peter wants to get rid of old baggage before our family moves in. Get it? And just to let you know, Peter doesn't love you anymore. His true love is someone who he dated a long time ago. He reconnected with hers, so you need to get out of the way. Don't get in the way of their happiness and our new house. That means he cheated on me. Cheated on you? No, that's wrong. It's the other way around. He always loved her. You're the one that's the side piece. You need to know your place. Don't even think about alimony. You're not going to get any.
When a married man cheats on his wife with another woman, the wife gets alimony.
Don't be stupid and spew that kind of nonsense. He liked her first. You're the other woman. Get that through that thick head of yours. He has no feelings for you at all, but you have money, so that's why he married you. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. This was all my idea. I'm the one that came up with this plan.
It was you. You thought of all this?
Yes, I'm the mastermind behind it all. I'm never going to see you again very soon, so I'm going to tell you everything. I've known you for a while now. To be exact, I'm a friend of one of your relatives on your mom's side. I thought you were loaded, but you had less money than I thought. That's why I thought it would be best to just take small amounts of money at a time.
That's why you kept asking for $300?
Yes, I wanted to get as much out of you as I could. $300 isn't so much that you would say no right away.
You fox. Everything is your fault. You did this just to get close to me? You're a horrible person. Don't you feel bad at all for doing this to me?
None at all. You're the one that was stupid enough to fall into my trap. You should have been more careful and less trusting. It's a tough world out there. You gotta be smart if you want to get ahead.
That's right. Lucky for me that my dad and my friend were there to help me. I need to thank you for taking that land off of my hands. That land comes with a property tax of $70,000. I could never afford that.
$70,000?
Yes. Everything's been transferred to Peter's name, so it's his responsibility to pay it. There's something called an inheritance tax as well, and since I didn't sell the property to Peter, he needs to pay that as well. But I'm sure you knew all that already since you're so smart.
Well, I didn't. I thought he'd just get it for free. $70,000 is too much. The new house alone cost over $500,000. There's no way he can afford that. And my family can't afford to help him anymore. We all pitched in for that house. With the property tax, we won't be able to make our mortgage payments. It's too much. We can't afford it.
$70,000 for a piece of land is actually quite cheap if you think about it. I didn't even want to inherit it, so I'm really glad that you guys took it off of my hands.
What? What do you mean you didn't want to inherit it?
Well, the neighbor next to us lost his parents a long time ago, but he lives and works out of state. He hasn't been back to the property in a very long time, so he sort of let the place deteriorate. It's gotten to be quite a mess. The son is also my childhood friend. He came back recently and visited my father in hospital. They had a discussion about the property, and my friend decided to turn the property into a dairy ranch.
What the hell? A dairy ranch?
They already applied for a permit, and it was approved a few days ago. They're going to start setting up everything this month, and they're going to move about 200 cows in next month. At least that's what I heard so far. Anyway, our property is small compared to the neighbors. Even when your new house is finished, I don't think it'll be really pleasant to live there. It's going to be quite noisy and smelly. Will you guys be okay?
Of course we won't be. Who'd be okay with living next door to cows? Why the hell would they want to build a dairy farm there in the first place?
Well, my friend is in the agriculture industry and his parents aren't around anymore. There's a bunch of cows that are in need of a new home. Just when my friend left to survey the property, another neighbor saw him and they got to chatting. Turns out the other neighbor is an experienced cow farmer too. The neighbor said that he's willing to look after the cows for a share in the profits.
All the paperwork is in order, and there's even a person who'll be there to look after the cows. Everything's going very smoothly. That's not fair! No one asked us! No one needed to ask you. As for Peter's girlfriend, I already knew about her. In fact, I have evidence of the cheating, pictures, and even video. My friend introduced me to a lawyer. The lawyer already worked on the case and filed it today. We've already found a good number for alimony, not to mention the division of assets. What? You have a lawyer? And evidence? When were you able to get that? The lawyer said that it would be possible for me to get quite a lot from him. We can also prove that you planned all of this thanks to the conversation that we just had. Thanks for telling me everything, Penny. You can't use this conversation as evidence. I won't allow it. You don't have my permission to show anyone. I don't need your permission. All text messages and chat histories can be used as evidence in court. That can't be. I've worked so hard. We waited for 3 years to finally reap the results of our plans. How could you spoil it in just a few weeks? That just shows you that you shouldn't come up with evil schemes. They all come back to bite you in the end. Now you're thousands of dollars in debt and you're living next door to a dairy farm. I'm so glad I won't be with you. Carmen, listen, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have tried to trick you. It was all my fault. I take everything back. I'll even give you all the money that I borrowed. Please make it all go away. Save us. If you don't, Peter's gonna be in a lot of trouble. Wow, you really have a lot of gall to ask me that after the way you've treated me. Why should I help you anyway? We are nothing to each other. No, please. I hate milk. After that conversation, my ex-husband tried his best to squirm out of things, but there was no way of getting away. And that was just the beginning for him. I heard that he tried to sell the house before it was completed. But when potential buyers heard that a dairy farm was going to be built close to the house, everyone withdrew their offers. With property tax, my alimony, and the mortgage, he and his family were all thousands of dollars in debt. He came to me crying about his troubles, but I didn't care. I quickly shut the door in his stupid face. I don't feel sorry for him. Actually, I don't feel any type of emotion toward him at all now. In the end, Peter's girlfriend ended up leaving him as well. She wasn't going to stay with a penniless boyfriend shackled with debt. His whole family ended up moving back into their old, dilapidated house while he desperately tried to sell off his new one. Each and every one of them are barely scraping by. All their money goes towards paying Peter's debts. As for me, Bruno and I started going out, and I couldn't be happier. We've even moved in together. It seems a little fast, but he takes very good care of me and I of him. It'll only be a matter of time before we get married, I think. We've definitely been talking about it. I think that my parents in heaven would probably be very happy with how things have turned out for me. I like to think that they've been watching over me. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos.